A heart-pounding NRL showdown where the Bulldogs' unbreakable defence suddenly faces the Sharks' razor-sharp NRL insider. The electric atmosphere at Accor Stadium pulses with energy as the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs host the Cronulla-Sutherland Sharks in this crucial Round 27 clash on September 6, 2025, with kickoff at 7:35 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Locked into third place on the ladder, the Bulldogs are riding high after a gritty 28-4 victory over a depleted Penrith Panthers side last week, showcasing their league-leading defence that has conceded the fewest points all season. Coach Cameron Ciraldo has named a near full-strength lineup, opting not to rest stars ahead of the finals, with powerhouse second-rower Viliame Kikau returning from an infection to bolster the forward pack. Kikau's explosive runs and offloads could dominate the middle, pairing perfectly with prop Max King's relentless carries that averaged over 120 metres in recent outings. At halfback, Lachlan Galvin directs traffic with his quick vision, while 5'8" Matt Burton's pinpoint kicking game, often exceeding 300 metres per match, will test the Sharks' back three early. Captain Stephen Crichton at centre provides leadership and flair, his intercept tries this season already numbering 5, turning potential disasters into game changers. On the wings, Enari Tuala steps in for the injured Jacob Carraz, bringing speed and finishing ability, though he'll need to match the output of Marcelo Montoya on the other side, who has crossed for 8 tries. Up front, hooker Reid Mahoney's dummy half service keeps the tempo high, and with bench impact from Sidalai Tupanua and Josh Curran, the Bulldogs aim to control possession at 55% or more, forcing errors through repeat sets. Their strategy revolves around grinding down opponents with completion rates above 85%, as seen in their last 5 wins, while injecting pace on the edges to exploit any. Nicho Hynes at halfback remains the architect, his grubber kicks and long-range passes creating 12 try assists this year, but he'll face a stern test from the Bulldogs' edge defence. Daniel Atkinson shifts to 5'8" in place of the sidelined Braden Trindle, adding solidity but lacking Trindle's creativity. A surprise adjustment that could limit their attacking options. Jesse Ramien's return at centre for his 150th game strengthens the backline, his defensive reads crucial against Crichton's runs, while fullback Will Kennedy's aerial battles will decide territory wars. Wingers. Ronaldo Mulitalo and Sione Katoa are in red-hot form, with Mulitalo notching 8 tries in 5 games and Katoa chasing a club record with 9 against the Bulldogs historically. In the forwards, Toby Rudolph leads with his work rate, averaging 40 tackles per game, supported by Britton Nakora's line-breaking power. Coach Craig Fitzgibbon emphasises discipline, knowing penalties have cost them in tight contests, and their bench including Oregon Kafusi adds fresh legs for late surges. The Sharks thrive on structured attacks, using Hynes' vision for long-range strikes, but vulnerabilities in the ruck, conceding 18 points on average, could be exploited by the Bulldogs' pressure. Key matchups like Burton versus Hynes in the kicking duel and Kikau versus Nikora in the middle promise fireworks, with Accor Stadium's passionate crowd tilting the scales for Canterbury. As the teams warm up, whispers of a Bulldogs' new edge play surface, potentially catching Cronulla off guard. Tension builds. Who will strike first in this battle for momentum? As the siren blares and the ball is kicked off, the Bulldogs surge forward with intent, gaining early metres through King's powerful charge that scatters the Sharks' defence like leaves in the wind. Just 5 minutes in, a surprise penalty against Jesse Ramien for a second effort offside hands Canterbury prime field position, and Burton's towering bomb forces a fumble from Kennedy, leading to a dropout. The Dogs capitalise on the restart, with Galvin's short kick finding Tuala, who offloads to Crichton for a line break. But wait, Mulitalo races back to make a try-saving tackle that leaves the crowd roaring. At the 7-minute mark, disaster strikes for the Bulldogs. Brunson Zeri cops a high hip to the head in a tackle, ruled Category 1, and is off for the night, forcing Montoya to shift inside and Tuala to adapt quickly. The Sharks pounce on the disarray, Hynes swinging a cutout pass to Katoa, who slices through for the opening try, converted to make it Sharks 6-0. But the Bulldogs respond fiercely, Mahoney sniping from dummy half to draw in defenders before flicking to Curran, who powers over for a morale-boosting score, Crichton levelling it at 6-6 after 11 minutes. Possession swings wildly, with the Sharks completing sets at 90% while Canterbury edges territory at 52%. A moment of magic comes at the 5th by Rudolph's 50-metre burst, regains momentum, but a forward pass from Atkinson halts their raid, gifting the Bulldogs a scrum inside the 20. Kikau then explodes off the bench early, his offload creating chaos that sees Galvin Grubber to the corner where Tuala dives over untouched. Crichton's conversion puts Canterbury ahead 14-6 at the 20-minute mark. Errors creep in for Cronulla, with Nikora dropping a simple catch under pressure, allowing the Dogs to build pressure. Halftime approaches with the score tight, but a late Sharks penalty evens it momentarily. No, Burton's defence holds firm. Stats show Bulldogs with 55% possession, 12 tackle breaks to Sharks 8, and Kikau already at 80 metres. The intensity ramps up as Hynes eyes a halftime bomb, but a surprise Bulldogs intercept from Crichton flips the field again. Fans are on the edge. Who will dominate the second half? NRL Insider. The second half explodes into life with the Sharks desperate to claw back, Hynes orchestrating a sweeping move that sees Mulatalo burn Tuala on the edge for a stunning 60-metre try, narrowing it to 14-12 after 45 minutes. Cronulla's bench rotation with Kafusi injects fresh energy, his hit-ups gaining 50 metres in quick succession, forcing the Bulldogs to defend desperately. But Ciraldo's side holds firm, their completion rate hitting 88%, and a penalty for ruck interference on Wilton gifts Burton a shot at goal. He nails it from 30 metres, extending the lead to 16-12. A shocking turn at the 50-minute mark, Atkinson, in his unfamiliar role, misfires a pass straight to Preston, who offloads to Kikau for a bandstorming try, the Fijian powerhouse crashing through 3 defenders to score under the posts. Crichton converts easily, Bulldogs 22-12, and the stadium erupts as the Sharks look rattled. Hynes rallies his troops with a 40-20 that pins Canterbury deep, leading to Katoa's second try after a slick backline shift, but the conversion sails wide, 22-16 now, game on. The Bulldogs' defence, the best in the comp at under 18 points conceded per game, shines as they repel wave after wave, with Salmon's 45 tackles anchoring the middle. At 65 minutes, a surprise sin bin for Sharks Rudolph on a high tackle gives the Dogs a man advantage, and they capitalise ruthlessly. Galvin dummies and goes himself, weaving through tired legs for a try, Burton adding the extras to make it 28-16. Cronulla fights back with everything, Ramian breaking tackles for 70 metres, but a forward pass on the last play denies them. As the clock winds down to 5 minutes, Hynes attempts a field goal from 25 metres. It clips the post and bounces dead, handing possession back. The Bulldogs seal it with controlled sets, Mahoney's snappy play setting up Montoya for a consolation run, but no score. Final whistle blows, Bulldogs 28-16 over the Sharks, a commanding win that builds perfect momentum for their Week 1 finals trip to Melbourne. Key stats: Bulldogs 60% possession, 16 tackle breaks, Kikau with 150 metres and a try. What a thriller! The Dogs bark loudest tonight.